Что это такое? Очень много
This is my favorite. When I host people, we like to have fun. And we drink a lot. It's like kind of a collection. When I was a little girl, when I was 13, I was hiding from my parents that I wanted to rebel. I wanted to do something bad. So I bought a bottle of wine. I saved up and I bought a bottle of wine, and I really wanted to know how wine tastes like. So I opened it and I felt so guilty. I shoved it in my clothes closet behind like sleeping bags, and then it felt really good. So I had a little collection. I was collecting bottles and I was hiding them behind the sleeping bags. And after that, like my mother found out, and I was grounded for a year. And from that moment, I have like my little collection like hidden.
А в Израиле делают вкусное вино или нет?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, beer and wine. Wow.
Есть какой-нибудь хороший?
Wine. I don't have here a lot of wine. Not a lot of Israeli one, because we had a big party last night. We finished everything. I'm sorry. Okay. You caught me. This is champagne, which I got.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Israeli. It's not
Я
Israeli.
вижу водку.
I like vodka. And I have this. Nana Banana was when Nana Banana was out. So they
что было
gave me this,
раньше?
and it's actually, it lights up.
О, а что было раньше? Это бутылка или твоя песня?
The song came out and then they did the bottle.
They keep calling my name, I'm not hearing nothing. Nana Banana, I do what I wanna. I do what I wanna do. Nana Banana, I do what I wanna. I do what I wanna do.
Во-первых, очень классная квартира, но она выглядит как обычная квартира обычного москвича. Ты же звезда. Как такое возможно?
I am normal. I'm living with roommates. You know, I have a roommate living with me, and we had a smaller flat. We were 3 roommates, and I just didn't want it to change my lifestyle. I am flying all around, and I never want to come into an empty house. And you know, I don't have time to decorate. So I buy everything from IKEA. I just want to be like everybody else. It was forever my dream, you know. It was like to be. I was such a strange kid. I liked such strange stuff, and people would bully me a lot. And my only dream was like, why can't I be like everybody else? Why can't I have a boyfriend and friends and have a normal life and go and study a profession and then like work from 9 to 5 job and just have an ordinary life? And I always wanted it. So my house is kind of ordinary. I dreamed it to be ordinary. I wanted it so bad.
Маленькая деталь. Так живут все израильские звезды? Это нормально?
You know, Israel is very small. It's a very small country. This is it. It's a city, basically Israel. It's like 6 hours beginning to end. So famous here is like famous in a city. We're very famous. I'm famous in my city. So it's normal. It's normal to have normal apartments, to have normal life.
Просто российские звезды очень любят выпячивать богатство наружу. Вот мне интересно, у вас нет этого в менталитете?
Well, it's for some of them, yeah. I don't need anything to show people how much money I have. Like it doesn't matter. Money and material, it doesn't make me happy. It never did. So yes, if you say it's not part of the mentality here. Here it's like kind of patronizing. We don't like people that are very rich. We automatically want to bring them down. No, you can't have more money than all of us. We are all, you know, because we all serve in the army, girls and boys, and fight for each other's lives in the battlefield, and they could come from poverty and someone could come from rich, and they still have each other's backs. So the falafel salesman and the CEO can talk eye to eye. There's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't say anything about you.
Но тем не менее, когда ты стала популярной, твой гонорар возрос?
Yeah.
А что ты себе купила? Чем ты себя побаловала?
My first big money. I gathered a team around me of a stylist, makeup artist, and hairstylist. I had like, you know, I'm a looping artist. I do my looper stuff. And I bought 8 more loopers. 8 more. You know, in the airports, there's all the designer stores. And I looked at my makeup artist. I looked at Iran, and I'm saying, Iran, I think I want something from Gucci. I think I want a Gucci belt. And it was like really exciting. And they put the belt inside this like a very nice wrapping. And it was very, you want this? And I was like, yes, I want this. Okay, I can afford this, bitch. And I was like, and they put it in a very, very nice paper wrapping. It's like, there you go. And I was like walking with that in the airport, like, oh my God, I'm rich. I bought the belt. And yes, it was like the only time where I allowed myself to buy something like that.
А насколько богатая твоя семья? Расскажи о ней.
They are not rich at all, but they're not poor. They're like middle class. Nice house, 3 bedrooms, 3 brothers, a dog. They're amazing people. They showed me how much persistency and hard work pays off. They were both big career people. My mother was working at Teva. It was the big drug company. She's a lawyer. She studied 3 degrees in her entire life. She was always like, yes, I'm going to study now. And the age of 40, yes, I'm going to study another degree. And the age of 50, yes, I'm going to study another degree. She's crazy. She showed me great example of how like you never stop being relevant. You stop being relevant when you stop wanting to know new stuff. When you stop wanting to get information from the world, stop learning. And my father is still working in Africa. He's a big CEO for a construction company. You know, building the third world. My father, he doesn't have like a high school diploma. So here in Israel, people doesn't respect people that didn't finish school or don't have a degree. And my father has like this learning disability, but he's really good with hardware, and he's really good with projects, with reading, you know, drawings of buildings. I don't know how you say that. And he's really good with managing people. He was managing us as children. My mother would give him like an assignment, like make the children mow the lawn. Go mow the lawn. He was telling him, and then was like, Netta, one of my brothers. It was like, you have to go there and there and there and there and there. When he would manage us, he's like a really good boss, dad boss. And in Africa, he can fulfill his dreams.
Насколько часто ты его увидела в детстве, если он постоянно работает в Африке?
Once every 3 months.
Это мало для тебя?
It was much when I was a kid, and I was angry about it. But when someone is following his dream, and that's the only place when he can make it work for him. So you can't be judging him. You know, he made his real efforts to support us and to send money and to be there when he could. You know, and I'm thinking about my life. My music, it can't be in one place. I would have to perform worldwide, and I would have to visit everywhere, and I would have to make it work everywhere. I can't stay here for long. And I don't know if kids, how my kids would take it, how my husband would take it. It's a question. about being present in your children's life or not. It's interesting.
Вы же жили в Нигерии в твоем детстве.
Yes, with my father. With my father
Он там работал.
until we were 6. Yeah.
Почему вы там не остались? Почему вы приехали в Израиль?
My mother wanted to raise us here. My mother was very persistent about it, about us having an Israeli identity. And she was right. She was so right. We couldn't grow up there. We were learning in an American school, and it was all like culturally mixed. I wouldn't know what I am if I wasn't like Israeli. We spoke Hebrew at home, and it was like, but it's very different. I was raised by African women, African like caretakers, because my mother was very busy, and the sounds and the colors and the food and the textures, they stayed with me. A lot of my beats and a lot of part of my music are African beats. I remember Mama would take us to see African gospel every Sunday, because for the music. And I would hear like big choirs of African ladies and the rhythm. I can't forget it. I can't forget the sound.
Ты умеешь это делать?
African, no. Actually not. But you know, something about the way that they speak. They had to take this glass and I did take it in my mouth. It's like ding tika tika tika. It's like it's all in my music.
Что тебе не хватало больше всего как дочке? Вот отцовского вот этого.
I missed guidance. I missed a father figure. I missed someone, the backbone, the security. My mother was amazing at this. She gave me everything I needed, but somewhere in my like adult life, when I was 20, I was looking for a father figure in a boyfriend. I was looking for someone with authority. But very fast it faded away when I figured that I am the one with the power. I visited an astrologist, and he told me, you were born an empress. You were born a queen. And then he told me about like what's going to happen to me in May. It was like before everything happened to me. It was like, this is going to happen to you, and you have to be ready for this. And from that moment, everything changed. Like I became the boss. I became the one in charge of my life. As women, we are always thinking that we're waiting for this knight in shiny armor, that we're waiting for someone to come and save us, because we're weak and we need someone to take care of us. But it's the opposite, actually. This is all mine, and my career is all mine. And my team that supports me and lifts me up are all wonderful people, but I know that it's all depending on me. And I also have a very cute boyfriend, which I'm not depending on at all. At all. And it feels very, very, very liberating. Like people here and people everywhere are looking for somebody to come and take them from the dark place that they're into. I know that I'm the only person that can take myself out of dark pits.
Хозяин этой квартиры в курсе, кто здесь живет?
They know, and they didn't want me to live here because I sing a lot. And they thought because I practice because I'm a musician, they didn't want me to live here because they didn't want problems.
А фанаты знают? Они приходят к твоему входу?
They follow me. They sometimes wait under my house. Sometimes they're like groups of people. There's a kindergarten here. It's like right here, you see? Yeah. Right, in this building, there's a kindergarten. And they're waiting. Every day when they finish, they're waiting, maybe Netta come out. And they're waiting for hours. And then when I come out, I run inside to the taxi. And then they're waiting.
Это же ужасно, это невыносимо, это, ну вот, это обратная сторона узнаваемости. Как ты это переносишь?
I like. You know, inside my house it's my privacy, but outside, you know, every time I step outside, it's like I'm going to work. This is work, and I'm happy for every fan, every picture, every autograph, every little child. You know, when I was a little kid, I told you in social media was only one kind of beauty. And right now, when I'm the hero for children, I think it's a good example.
Но что ты не можешь себе позволить отныне? Я не могу напиться с друзьями, потому что все сфотографируют. Я не могу поковыряться в носу. Я не знаю, что ты запретила себе, когда стала популярной?
I am putting my finger in my nose, and I am drinking vodka. And it's okay because I'm a person. I'm a person who doesn't like drinking vodka, who doesn't like going out and dancing with his friends, who doesn't like picking his nose. Come on, I am a human being.
А папарацци?
Paparazzi catches me in a horrible state, like the hair messed up, and it's like, I don't care. I'm a person. I'm not like this perfect model that needs everything perfect. Sometimes I break my nail and I do an interview with no nail. One nail, no nail. So it's like, I don't mind.
Ты говоришь про то, что мама чувствовала себя израильтянкой. Что это такое? Как ты это понимаешь и, может быть, как ты чувствуешь себя израильтянкой? Как это?
To be Israeli is the warmth and the sassiness. We don't take bullshit from anyone. We are very, very, very proud people. It's always a war zone. It's very safe, but it's always a war zone. We're all very united because of that, you know. It's very warm here, the temperature, very, very strong, and very up-tempo. Like everything needs to happen fast, everything needs to happen now.
Ты каким-то образом чувствуешь то, что здесь война? Это чувствуется в обычной жизни? Вот мы сидим в столице, все спокойно.
Here, no. But when you travel an hour south, you feel it. Alarms all of the time, booms. Suddenly at night, it's like in a quiet like place. You can hear the booms. We came here to Israel after the big war, and where I don't have to remind anyone atrocities happening in the Holocaust. People have been trying to kill us over a racist reason. And we came here, and against all odds, we made a country. We are surrounded. Little Israel, 6 million people, surrounded by people who don't want us to be here. And it's very difficult. And it has been difficult for 70 years now.
Самая страшная ситуация, в которую ты попадала в связи с тем, что вот военные действия идут?
When I was in the army, I was a singer. I was singing in the army in the Navy. Mm-hmm. And when it was war, we wore like helmets and this vest, bulletproof vest, and it was like this surreal situation when you're going to sing for soldiers that didn't see home for like 3 months or something, and you're wearing a helmet and you're wearing a vest and you're singing and you're afraid that something will happen.
Вернемся к другой войне. Ты часто говоришь, что тебя очень обижали в школе. Это правда?
When I grew up in Nigeria, I was in a school where we were 6 kids in a classroom, and people were black and white and Asian and Hispanic, and physical differences wasn't a thing. So if I was fat or unibrow or someone else was, it didn't matter because we were all so different that beautiful is what it was inside. So I was popular from inside. My personality was on the spotlight, And I liked dancing, and I liked singing, and I was a social leader, and I was like really out there. And when I came to Israel, I realized that I am the white, foreign, fat, unibrow kid with the accent in a 40 white kids. And children are very mean, so they let me know that I am different. And when kids label you, you believe it. You believe that you are unworthy. You believe that you are unworthy of love, and you are unworthy of affection. And I believed that until I was 18. That I am less, that I am beneath.
А что конкретно они говорили? Вот какими словами, может быть?
They said that I am fat, that I am ugly, that I wouldn't have a boyfriend in my life, that I am foreign, that I'm not Israeli, that I'm not Jewish. They said a lot of stuff, and you believed. And you believe because you're a kid.
А что ты делала? Ты приходила домой, и вот что ты делала?
It was very difficult. I didn't stop crying for days. My mother tried to solve my problems in all sorts of ways. She put me into 20 different kind of diets. And because of that, I have this anti for being restricted, for what to eat and what not to eat. It's actually, even when I did my biggest diets, I wasn't thin. I hated myself. I hated the way I look. I looked in the mirror and my mother told me, Netta, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. And I thought she was lying to me. And I hated her for that. You're lying. Why are you lying to me? I'm ugly. My mother tried to solve a lot of things, and the best thing that she did, she found out that I am musical. And she put me in the school choir. And I really liked it. And then the conductor told me that I should do a solo. And when I opened my mouth and I sang in front of the classroom, we were all in a row, and all of the kids they instantly looked at me. And then I realized, what is happening? I have something. I realized that everybody is pretty and I am the singer.
Это была твоя победа?
It was finally I got my instrument. Finally I got the way to show them and make them not to pity me. And it was a very special moment.
Но когда ты поняла, что вот сейчас я победила, я им всем ответила, был у тебя такой момент, тебе было важно его получить?
Yes, but it's very not healthy. It doesn't last forever. It took time for me to realize that singing is the way for me to express myself and not the way for me to revenge. I thank all the people that bullied me and made my life hard, because today I am stronger than anything. I could face any obstacle today. Like everything, it's like this cliche, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, is like, it's so cheesy, but it's like so true.
Меня тоже шеймили в школе. По другому поводу я рано начала работать, все начали говорить: ты через постель, мне было 15 лет. Все говорили: ты через постель попала на телевидение. И весь класс отказался от общения со мной. И мне кажется, именно в тот момент я стала намного сильнее. Но с другой стороны, когда я думаю о том, что моим детям такое предстоит, я вот думаю, нужно ли такое испытание в детстве, чтобы потом быть сильным, или не нужно? Как ты считаешь?
It's a difficult story, but people will always find ways to pull you down when you're up. When you're upper than them and they don't understand why. In Hebrew, there's a word that's called lefargen, and it doesn't have a translation in English. But it's like supporting and loving and really encouraging other people and not being jealous. It's like, it's okay. It's okay for people to move ahead. It's like you're so mad when people are sometimes they're very talented and you're mad because you don't have their talent. Mm. It kills you. I see that in music a lot. A lot of people wants to be musicians and a lot of people wants to sing. Because they see that on TV and they see fame and they want fame. Fame is not the reason. Fame should never be the reason for people to move ahead. I want to be where I want to be because I think that this is the only way that I can express myself. It's the only thing that I'm good at, seriously. The only thing. And we see so many people that are not in the right direction when they're not doing what they really want to do. They're doing what people tell them that they should. So society tells me I need to be a lawyer, or I need to be a singer, or I need to be a doctor because doctors... Maybe you should be like a diving instructor. Because this is where the magic happens for you. We as a society need to accept differences more in order for us to be happier people and happier population.
Если бы не было вот этого шейминга в школе, ты бы была сегодня тем, кем ты являешься?
If I didn't have my mother and father, if I didn't have... I don't know what would have happened. It's like turning doors. It's you never know. If life went differently, I don't know if I had the same qualities. I don't know if we're born with a personality, if we're building the personality each and every path of the way. I have no idea. Maybe in some other circumstances I were a great teacher for kids.
Как ты относишься к моде на бодипозитив сегодня?
You think it's a trend? I'm happy. I'm wishing that it's not a trend, that it's something that's here to stay. Mm-hmm. And the world is really changing. I think body positivity makes people happier. It lowers the rates of bulimia and anorexia in young boys and girls, and it makes us healthier people. When you walk in a clothing shop and when you open a magazine or open your television and you see only one kind of beauty, one shape, one color, one size, and it makes you feel that you are not worthy of love, of acceptance, of beauty, of fulfilling your dreams. We need to really, really accept ourselves. And I don't say just fat people or, I don't know, minorities. I think crippled people should have access to everywhere, and we should celebrate them in all their shapes and forms and sizes that they come in. All differences should be celebrated. Autistic people, just talked about it like earlier. I am doing this charity event for Asperger's, and I think that there could be Nobel Prize winners and we shove them out of society because we don't want what they have.
Как ты относишься к людям, которые говорят, что ты пропагандируешь бодипозитив, значит, ты пропагандируешь нездоровый образ жизни?
Nobody knows my heart rate. Nobody knows how much I weigh. Nobody knows my fat percentage in my body. People see me perform. People see me sing. People see me hold my breath. I am as healthy as I can get. And it's no one's business. No one's business. There were some researchers now that's saying that overweight people are overweight genetically. And the more diets they do, the sicker that they get. My mother's overweight and my father's overweight and we're genetically overweight. All through history, no matter poor or rich, there were always people who were overweight. Centuries ago. So I think it's a genetical state. I think people should eat generally less sugar and less processed food. But being under this world called diet is like it's depressing and it's unhealthy. People should eat healthy food. People should work out. But I don't think that I'm advertising a sickness.
Вот если не на сцене и если не в интервью, ты приходишь домой, раздеваешься, смотришь на себя в зеркало, что ты думаешь?
There are days and there are days. There are days when I look in the mirror and I say, oh my God, look at me. And there are days when I say, nah, there's 2 pounds more. But basically, I accept myself the way I am. And it's a process. You have to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and I say, hi, I'm going to conquer this day and I'm going to be this big lion and I'm going to make this work. I am the queen of my life.
Момент, когда ты чувствуешь себя наиболее сексуальной.
When I'm dancing with my boyfriend.
Здесь?
It can be here and it can be on a dance floor and it can be on stage. I feel the sexiest person alive. When I was younger, to find me as a woman, I was hiding who I was. I was dressing only in black and I was covering my shape. Now I'm only letting it out. I'm celebrating myself. It's so unhealthy to not be aware of your body.
Огромное зеркало, огромное. Кто его сюда вез?
Yeah, I like mirrors and I like myself. So I wanted a big mirror. And like later on, there's going to be a lot of mirrors on the walls.
Как ты понимала его, это ужас.
Where I have helpers.
Могу я посмотреть, что у тебя в холодильнике?
Okay, so a lot of like takeout. A lot, I don't get to cook ever. So a lot of, that's my lunch.
Там была свекла с
there are a lot of
сыром.
takeout, and that's it. Cheese, tomatoes, watermelon, which I like. Cheese from Amsterdam.
Я не вижу ничего вредного, даже прикопаться не могу ни к чему.
Cheese from Amsterdam, vegetables, fruits. Not chocolate, not anything.
Show me your boyfriend, please.
My boyfriend?
Yeah.
She was on my phone. I met him right after Eurovision. I was in a bar and he was the only one that had courage to make a move. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's him.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, we had a boat ride like the other day. He's very, 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 very hot.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Я завидую тебе.
You should be.
Как конкретно вот твоя музыка и твой образ на сцене повлиял на людей, которые испытывали какие-то комплексы по этому поводу? Были ли истории, когда к тебе подходили и говорили: только из-за вас я теперь чувствую себя сильной, красивой, и у меня все хорошо?
Dozens and dozens and hundreds and dozens of letters I've received from people being confident about who they are, and they thank me for speaking their voice. I've been receiving not only body positive letters, I've been receiving also Me Too letters about women that are beneath men, women that have experienced feminine victimizing and rape victims that are writing to me that, you know, there was one specific letter from a rape victim that she, you know, rape victims have a very hard time also coming clean about what happened to them, because it's also something that a lot of women take a lot of shame because of it. And the interrogation for women and the trial against the predator is very, very difficult. And I've been receiving letters from women, from one specific one that is driving away to her court to face her predator and make him go to jail, and she was hearing a toy on her way, and it made her stronger, made her face her fears. It makes me very, very, very overwhelmed that what can a song do? What can only one word do for so many people? Just to say you're here for them. Toy was a very Me Too song. Not your toy, stupid boy, to take you down and make you watch me. I think it's wider. It's a song about bullying, but you know, the writers wrote it about the Me Too movement. It's for women who feel weakened by how men treats them.
Ты когда-нибудь сама сталкивалась с этим? С домашним насилием или когда мужчина ведет себя непотребным образом к женщине? Это очень важная сегодня для России проблема.
Of course I have, but when I was an independent musician, I had my gear. It was very unusual to see women carrying her own equipment. And when I was like folding the cables, so a man, the owner of the bar, he like grabbed my hand and he said, "Don't touch these cables, they're expensive, sweetie." And I was like, "Okay, those are my cables." "Yeah, but you wouldn't know what to do with them." And I've been like performing for a year, and like I probably know more than him about sound engineering because I've studied sound engineering. And people assume that women can't do stuff. We are moving forward in time, and women are, and you see more CEOs as women, and more engineers, more sound engineers, and construction engineers, and women are moving ahead, but they're still like making 20% less than men. And when they dress provocatively, they're saying they're asking for it, and that's a very difficult state to be in. But I believe that we're moving forward. Like 30 years ago, it was considered like an abomination if a woman over 23 wasn't married already. And 50 years ago, women going after 8 outside of her house was considered like fresh prey. And so we're evolving. it's super, super, super important to put this on the table, and saying that we are equal 100%, but we still have a long way to go.
Несколько месяцев назад ты была в России. Что ты думаешь о русских, только честно?
Honestly, I think that I was ready to come to Russia because a lot of Russian people are right here in Israel, and you know that. I had a lot of Russian friends growing up. They're big music lovers, so I was always around. A Dima or a Sasha or a Vera. I was always always near them. I knew what pilmeni and borscht was, and we have a lot of Russian shops. When I was 18, I discovered Little Big, and I was obsessed with them. Obsessed for so much, for so long. And I was the first one finding out about them when we really started. And then it's like there was this festival where I met them, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm meeting Little Big. It was after me winning. And it was an insane state. I love how Russian people are not very enthusiastic. They're very difficult to please. For them to be enthusiastic, you should do something really big. The discipline is very, very appealing, you know. As a very, disoriented person, to see someone like, so there's this and this and this and that, and wow, how do you do that?
Обычно мы так говорим о немцах. Я не знаю, знаешь ли ты термин «русское распиздяйство». Sorry.
We see you as very, very organized people.
I don't know.
In comparison.
Я не знаю, слышала ли ты о том, что когда вас позвали в первый раз на фестиваль в Россию, и вы сказали, что мы, к сожалению, не можем в этот день в Тель-Авиве гей-парад. И это разнеслось по всем новостям. Знаешь ли ты об этом?
Wow. It was really big in Russia, this news.
Как это возможно? Она предпочла гей-парад нашему фестивалю.
That's very unfortunate to hear. Gay pride and gay rights are one of my top priority issues to talk about. As I was saying to you earlier, this conversation, that if we don't accept who we are, we spread negative energy around. When we are not open in our minds and in our hearts to accept other people and ourselves, we are doomed as a nation, and we are doomed as a population and as a species. People are born the way they are born, and they have a full right to love what they want to love, and to marry who they want to marry, and live openly about it. This is a very, very, very critical issue. If you don't give it to the people, they will fight with each other. Instead of love each other, they will fight with one another and with themselves. You know how difficult it is for someone to be in a closet? Suicide rate? how much that is up? When people are not happy, where people are not liberated, where people are not true to who they are, they spread darkness. It's a very dark place to be in, and it's a very dark place to be in as a country.
Россия очень гомофобная страна, и у нас это происходит на политическом уровне. Нам говорят сверху, что вы против семейных ценностей, вы пропагандируете ужасный образ жизни. Израиль очень религиозная страна. Как сочетается вот эта толерантность геям и религиозность?
The situation here is very special, and I'll explain. As I said, we are survivors. We are living close. It's almost a war zone. When you are close to a near-death experience, you realize what's important. You realize what you want. A lot of people here go through that when they go through the army. It's like almost almost like a revelation. It's like after we go through the army, we go and do our big trip, and we realize who we are as people. We realize how short life is. It goes like this. And when you're not living the way you want to live, life's not worth living. Just to please some rabbi, I don't know, to please some book that was written ages ago. Me not to be happy. To live in a lie with my kids and my wife. Doesn't worth it. Not for me and not for them. Not fair. Not fair. We all deserve amazing lives. However we want to live them.
Когда здесь разрешили впервые гей-парад?
I don't remember. Maybe my friends remember.
Remember very well. It's the same year done the international one, the Eurovision, actually, I think.
That was the year that was first Gay Pride?
1997, something like that.
Yeah.
I was told it was a very little pride, where it was in Tel Aviv. It was in Tel Aviv, and there was a little closet, and there was like 100 people or something, maybe more. And it was after Dana won, and people went out into the closet and then got out. It was very difficult. There was a protest, of course, against it. But it grew up and grew up every year. I believe that we are going forward. Still, gay people can't marry here and can't adopt kids here, and they don't have the same rights. But I believe in 5 or 10 years it will happen. Rome doesn't go up in one day. Seriously, body positive is a trend. I think this should be. And being who you are is a wider issue than being gay or being fat or being black or it's being okay in your own skin and in your own sexual preferences and in your own opinions, in your own self.
А что, на твой взгляд, эти парады дают? Они могут что-то решить в политической ситуации, в отношении людей к тебе? Вот если ты выходишь и заявляешь, я существую, это что-то дает?
I love Gay Pride because it's a happy protest. It really shows you celebrating you. Hi, we are happy being who we are. Join us. Yeah, join us. Join us in our party. Party with us. We are celebrating. We're protesting. We're saying, yes, we're here to stay. We're gay. And they are inviting people to see how happy they are. Maybe it should be calmer at first, and then play up the volume. But I do believe that this is the right way to do it.
Когда мы ждали этого интервью, мы заметили, что возле дома лежат какие-то лапки цветные от мягких игрушек. Это относится к тебе?
Like these near your house, like rainbow colors.
Where did you find it?
Another where you met us.
The other
another entrance.
I think that someone
someone
because
left.
it was a gay.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here. Listen, we are very it's very liberal here. In comparison.
It's even considered not very cool as a social thing to be homophobic.
No, not anymore.
It's not cool to be homophobic.
Guys, we are all gay. Like all of Netta's team, everybody's gay, and that's completely. But we've been gay for 20 years. Like the makeup artist you saw, he has a family.
He has a husband and he has two
kids.
Oh.
This is not like what you just said. Potentially, that doesn't happen here anymore.
Doesn't happen, especially not in Tel Aviv.
No.
And because Tel Aviv is the most tolerant city ever. Listen, the population in Tel Aviv is 6 million. The population in Tel Aviv is 1 million people.
Yeah.
500,000, sorry, 500,000 people. Mm-hmm. Every year, 750,000 people come here to celebrate Pride. from all over the world. This is the biggest pride. This is the biggest parade here in Israel and one of the biggest prides in the world.
But what you guys just said, by the way, made me feel so thankful.
Why?
Never in my dreams, like this is an association. You see something that is colorful on the ground, that is torn up, but gay bashing. I would never think about that. I'm so grateful now that I'm living here.
Yeah. That's the way we think.
Wow.
Like we're a little bit afraid of haters, so that's why sometimes.
No. Listen, in the right-wing party, the one who's the conservative one, the minister from that party is the gay person with the family. Is the minister of law. He's gay, has a husband and 2 kids.
Wow.
He's from the conservative party. All right, we're miles away from you guys. I guess, like
Okay.
in comparison to like gay tolerance.
Что делать? В том плане, что мы можем сколько угодно на кухне размышлять о толерантности, но если мой друг гей выйдет на улице в России и скажет «я гей», ну, в лучшем случае ему крикнут что-нибудь обидное, в худшем побьют. А что ему делать? Ты знаешь ответ?
Fight. Fight. You know the truth. You know the truth in your heart when you ask yourself, what's the best way to live? It's wrong to judge. It would be better if we just accept one another. That's the advice. Ask yourself this question every day. Am I doing everything in my power to be a good person?
Мы сегодня очень много говорили о людях, которые хейтят других. А есть ли у тебя категория людей, которых ты ненавидишь, они тебя бесят?
I have less tolerance for ignorance. Ignorance and racism and stupidity. I just hate. I am a person I hate, but I think I always try to understand what are the circumstances of the other person's life were, how difficult it was to put myself in his shoes. To hate is one of the most biggest weaknesses of the human race, and I think we shouldn't hate anyone.